Hello and welcome to Anugraha Yoga. My name is Rani and today we will be doing our Moonlit Yoga class for July. Over the past couple months we've been meeting online for this session, but this session is usually done on the roof of our studio space. Classes have been resuming at studio, and so it is my hope that for August we are able to meet in person once again for this class. For now, I invite you to join me on your mat as we come into a comfortable seat, and you can have a block, you can have a blanket or a cushion below your body. And just beginning to close our eyes or keep a soft gaze. Taking these first few moments to observe how your body is feeling. Noticing the weight of your body, becoming aware of any tension. Maybe we do some very gentle movements just to observe how we're feeling here. Beginning to focus on the sound of our breath. And finding the natural rhythm of your breath, noticing the exhale, noticing the inhale. And as you continue to breathe, observe how on your exhale your body draws in, your navel draws towards your spine, the sides of your body wrap inwards. And observe on your inhale how your body expands to take in this air, this energy. Continuing to observe your breath. And as you focus on your breath, take your attention to your heart, to your emotional space, and observe what emotions are present. These past few months have definitely been a bit different from what we are accustomed to. They may be unsettling. It is a time for change, for transformation. It is a time for us to notice what we need to let go of, to observe how we can nurture ourselves and where we want to grow in our lives. So, taking this time, observing what feelings are present, and just sitting with these feelings, no judgment, just observing. Allowing your breath to be even and full. And then bringing your attention to your mental space, observing what thoughts are present. And just noticing, again, no judgment, just seeing what comes up while we're here. Beginning to bring our attention, our focus to this present moment. And as we move into our class, we want to be very present, be very conscious, very aware of our movement, of how our body moves through our poses, our posture. Observing what comes up for us as we move, as we breathe, if there's anything that releases or if there's anything that comes up that needs attention in your body, in your heart, in your mind. This is your time for yourself, so take this time. Gently, if our eyes are closed, we'll open them. And we move into some warm-ups. Lowering our chin to our chest and taking our chin up, breathing out, chin towards chest, and continuing at your own pace for a few breaths. After our next exhale, we'll come up to center, and we're taking our head, turning to our right, looking over our right shoulder as far as is comfortable, and turning to our left, turning to our right, and turning left. One more, we'll go right, and gently left. Coming into center, we'll take our right hand to left temple, letting our head rest to our right, and reaching out through that left hand, observing how that left side feels. Wrapping that left hand behind us, taking our left hand towards our right hip, and gently bringing our head to center, taking our left hand forward and release. Bringing a left hand to right temple, we're lowering our head to our left, taking our right arm out to the side, observing our body. Bringing that right hand to our left hip. And gently release, bringing our heads up to center, our hands down, observing our breath. We're going to roll our shoulders up and back, and really observing, taking your attention into your shoulders, your chest, your upper back, circling in the opposite direction. Coming into center, we'll take our right shoulder up and release, left shoulder up and release, right shoulder up and release, and left shoulder up and release. Rolling shoulders back and forward, and gently back and forward. Releasing down, shaking out your shoulders, and taking arms out to the sides, reaching out through your fingers. We want our hands to be about level. See what feels good for your body. And staying here, holding just for a moment, not holding your breath, but just your arms out, reaching out through your fingers, noticing how the sides of your body are feeling. And releasing down. Taking right arm up, all the way up, reaching up, dropping that shoulder down, reaching up and down, and one more up and down. Right arm down, left arm up and down, gently up and down, and one more up and down. Release. We breathe in, arms up, interlacing our fingers, index fingers up, pressing those index fingers together. And breathing in, lift, gently taking our gaze up. And release, soften. Breathe in, up. And soften. Taking our palms together. Observing our breath, and not palms together this way, but turning, taking our palms together, reaching up along the sides of our bodies, and breathing out, gentle bend to your right, coming to center, gentle bend to your left, coming to center, right arm down, we'll bend to our right, reaching through that left hand, left fingertips, pressing down into left side, and release. Switching sides, right arm up and over. And release. Observing our shoulders, our arms, and bring our hands up in front of us. We curl our fingers into fists, spreading fingers wide, curling into fists, spreading wide, gently going again. Shaking out our hands, curl into fists, we'll roll our wrists. And circling in the opposite direction. Coming center, we'll circle our thumbs. And going in the opposite direction. Shaking out our hands, bringing our hands to our knees or to our thighs. We'll fold forward, hinging from our hips, keeping our length from our base. Straight up through the crown of our head, we circle right. And as we come to center, we move in the opposite direction. Coming up to center, and we'll move off of our blanket or block, or just coming onto our mat, moving into our table. Finding our foundation, observing our body. Observing neutral spine, and just noticing if we want to shift in any way as we come here. Pressing our palms into our mat, making sure our arms, our wrists are okay. Remembering that we can bring some padding either below our wrists, below our hands, see what is comfortable. Beginning to circle, we're taking our hips back, hands are planted, moving forward, and going as much as is comfortable for your body. Observing your hips, your knees. Coming to center, and we'll circle to our left. Coming into center and beginning to move through our cat and our cow, rounding our spine, chin towards chest. Remembering we can also bring padding below our knees. Moving at your own pace, breathing out, rounding our spine, drawing in our belly as we breathe out. And breathing in, chin up, chest up. Continuing for a few breaths. And after our next exhale, we're coming into table and moving into a wide-legged child's pose, knees as wide as our mat, toes together, sinking our hips back. Remembering we can slide our hands forward as we bring our chest down, our head down to our mat. If we can't reach here, if it's uncomfortable for our body, noticing what is possible for our own body, we see if we want to maybe fold our hands and let our head rest on our hands. Or we can see if we want to stack our fists one on top of the other, dropping our head to our fists. So finding what feels comfortable for you in your child's pose. Observing what gives you space to be in this pose. Breathing out fully and deeply. We'll stay here just for a few breaths. And observing our breath, we're going to move from our child's pose up into our table. Observing our body, sliding our right foot back, tucking our toes and pressing back into our heel, feeling the stretch on the back of that leg. Noticing how your right hip, right side is feeling. Gently release. Going again, pressing back. and release. Once more, back and release. Coming into our table, we'll switch sides, left foot back, pressing back into our heel and release. Gently back and release. One more, back and release. Coming into our table and breathing in, right arm forward, reaching through our fingers. And release. Taking our left arm forward. And release. Reaching back through our right leg, straight back, toes pointing down. Release. And left leg back. And release. Bringing our right arm forward, left leg back. And noticing how we feel, finding our balance. Coming down, switching sides. So left arm, right leg. Releasing down. Observing our body. Noticing how we feel and gently pressing back, rounding our spine, chin to chest. And coming forward. Breathing out back. Breathing in. One more, we'll go back. And in to center. Observing our breath, we're taking our right foot forward, stepping up between our hands. We can come onto our fingers. If we have blocks, we can bring our blocks below our hands. Breathing in, right arm up, reaching up and down. Left arm up and down. Stepping back, right foot, and we'll step forward, left. Taking that left arm up and down, and our right arm up and down. Stepping back, left leg. Observing our body, tucking our toes and gently moving up and back, keeping our knees bent, observing how we feel here. Pressing firm into our hands, lengthen your body, upper body. And releasing down. Noticing as we move how we're feeling and remembering we're only staying as long as we're comfortable. We can come down anytime and rest, pressing up and back. Dropping our heels towards the ground. Remembering we can keep our knees bent. We can press back as far as is comfortable. Find what is good for your own body. Notice what comes up for you. Gently down. We'll go one more time, pressing up and back. And from here, we walk our hands to our feet or our feet to our hands, whichever is comfortable. Hanging down, observing our breath. And holding on to our elbows. Dropping the crown of our head towards the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to for this to be okay. And releasing our hands, shaking out our shoulders. Coming up. So as we come into our mountain pose, we really begin to find our connection to the ground below, to the earth below. And observing our body, noticing if there's any heaviness, if there's any feeling of fullness in our body. Observing how your body feels as we head towards this full moon, noticing that our body changes throughout the month. Observing our breath and breathing fully and deeply. Gently we'll bend into our knees and we're going to move side to side. Just opening up the sides of our body and letting our hands tap our hips. Bring our hands up to tap our shoulders. And coming back down to our hips. Coming slowly, gently to center. We're going to take one small step forward, right foot. So a comfortable step, firmly grounding into our feet. And as we breathe in, we'll come up onto the ball of that foot, pressing down firm into our right leg, observing the front of our body, and release. Breathing in up, and breathe out, release. Breathe in up, and release. This time we bring our hands in, breathing in, arms up, reaching up. Lift your chest and release. Breathe in up and release. Once more up and release. Stepping back with our right leg, we'll step forward, left leg, finding our balance, noticing how our body is feeling. And coming up onto the ball of that foot, finding our balance and release. Breathing in up and release. Once more up and release. And this time we bring our hands in, breathing in, arms up and release. Breathe in up and release. One more up and release. Stepping forward, right foot, we're coming to just about the middle of our mats and bringing our hands to our heart, observing our breath. Feet are firmly grounded. Pressing our palms together as we find our balance, and we'll roll our feet out to the outer edges and rolling our feet in, inner edges. Coming to center, pressing our palms together, pressing into our toes, we'll lift our heels and releasing slowly down. Breathing in up, coming up onto the balls of our feet on our toes, lifting our arms up and release. Observing our breath and breathing in, arms up. Breathe out, we'll bend. Breathing in and out. And bringing our arms out to shoulder height, reaching out through our fingers, taking our weight into our right foot. We'll pick our left foot up. Hands to our heart, and we're bringing that left knee out to the side, observing how your hips are feeling. Noticing if you want to bring this left foot either up to your thigh or down to rest against your ankle. Hands to our heart as we move into our tree pose. And rooting down through that right leg, observing the center of your body, drawing upwards. Finding a spot to focus your gaze. And breathing in, arms up. Breathe out, down. Just once more, we'll take our arms up and releasing down. Taking our left foot down, hands to our heart and breathing in up. flowing with your breath. Taking our hands out to the sides, bring our weight into our left foot, right foot up, and hands to our heart. Bring that knee out to the side, taking our right foot to our ankle, our calf, our thigh as we come into our tree pose. And breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, down. And breathe in, up. Releasing down. And taking that leg down. Shifting our weight side to side, and we're bringing our feet just about as wide as our mat. About 2 feet apart, observing our body. Breathing in, arms up. Gentlest of bends to our knees, and we're hinging from our hips, hanging down. And observing how we feel as we hang, as we fall into this space. Dropping our head down. Noticing the back of your neck, the space between your shoulder blades, seeing if you want to adjust, if you want to shift in any way. Holding on to our elbows, we begin to move side to side. And coming into center, releasing arms down. Slowly and gently we'll come up to standing. Saving our breath. And taking our feet wider. Noticing how we feel here. We're shifting our hips side to side. Toes are slightly wider than our heels. Noticing how our body is feeling. Gently moving our hands as we go. Coming to center, arms down, and walking our feet in. Feet about hip distance apart. We move into our moon salutations, our Chandra Namaskars. Saving our body, hands to our heart. And connecting to your heart. Feeling the fullness of this approaching moon. And noticing what in your life is moving to fullness. Breathing in, arms up. And we'll interlace our fingers, index fingers up. Breathing out to your right. Breathing in. Breathing out left. And breathing in. Stepping out to our star pose. Observing our breath, reaching out through our fingers and gently moving into our goddess. Breathing in and out. Coming up center, we'll turn our feet to our right, lining our heels up and breathing out. Coming into our triangle, right arm down, left arm up towards the ceiling, and we can bring a block for our hands here. We can let our hand reach wherever is comfortable along our leg, noticing how this left side of our body is feeling. Dropping our left hand down, we're turning towards that right foot and hanging down, lengthening that upper body, folding forward. Gently we'll bend into that right knee, bringing our knee over our ankle and pivoting on that left foot, stepping back, observing our breath, dropping that knee down, toes down, breathe in, arms up, and breathe out, down, continuing for 2 breaths. Observing our body, we're going to tuck the toes of that left foot, pressing up, returning to the front, to the long edge of our mat. Observing our breath, finding our balance, and moving across towards our left side. In any way that is comfortable, noticing how your body is feeling, hands to our heart. Bring our hands to the mat. We turn towards that left side, dropping our knee down, toes down, and breathing in, arms up, and breathe out, down. Going for 2 more breaths. And tucking the toes of our right foot, pressing up and back. We're taking a small step forward. Right foot, planting our heels, hanging down over this left leg. Finding the length of our upper body. And then bringing our left hand to left leg, we breathe in, right arm up into our triangle. Coming up to center. Saving our body, breathing out into our goddess, breathing in and stepping in, arms up, moving to your left and moving to your right, coming to center and releasing down. Taking a moment here in our mountain pose, focusing on the beat of your heart, drawing up through the crown of your head, and bringing our hands to our heart. We'll go again just once more. Breathing in, arms up, interlacing our fingers, breathing out to your right and up to your left and up, stepping out into your star, observing our body, moving into our goddess, turning to your right side and moving into our triangle. Dropping this left hand down, hanging down over our front leg as we move through to our pyramid. And we can bend this right knee and come down either onto our mat, or we can angle that foot, breathe in, arms up. So if we can't come down to the mat, we work here, breathing out, breathing in, up, and out. 1 more up and release. Turning to the other side, and we breathe in, arms up and out. Breathing in, up and out. 1 more up and out. Coming into our pyramid pose on this side. Taking that left hand to our leg, right arm up as we move into our triangle. Breathe in, coming up and turning forward into our star. Breathe out, goddess. Breathing in, stepping in, and moving to your left. Coming to center, moving right and center, hands to your heart, and focusing on your breath, closing your eyes or keeping a soft gaze. Observing how your body is feeling. And letting each breath be full and deep. Breathing out fully. If our eyes are closed, we open them, and we're going to come back down to our mats. So coming to one side, breathe in, arms up, and breathe out, we'll fold. Holding here, observing our breath, and moving into our downward dog, stepping back. Observing our body and holding as long as is comfortable. Continuing to observe our breathing and observing how this downward dog feels. Notice if you want to shift your shoulders, if you want to move your hips, if you want to come straight down into our table, feel free. Coming down fully. And from here we move into our wide-legged child's pose, knees wide, toes together, sinking mat as far as is comfortable, and remembering we can fold our hands or we can stretch our arms out in front of us. Becoming aware of the length of your upper body. And reaching your hands as much as is comfortable, we're coming up to our table. Swinging our feet out in front of us. And scooting down towards the bottom of our mats. Gently we'll tap our knees out. We'll point our toes and flex our heels out. Circling our ankles and moving in the opposite direction. Coming to center, bringing the soles of our feet together. Sitting up tall, observing our body, noticing how we feel here. Breathing in, arms up. And breathing out, we fold, hinging from our hips, going as far forward as is comfortable for you. Reaching through the crown of your head, reaching back through your tailbone, observing your hips, your thighs, your knees. Becoming aware of the sides of your body. And gently we're moving up to seated, sliding our legs out, and we roll down onto our mats. As we come down onto our mats, we take a moment just to observe how our body feels here, if there's any adjustments we need to make. We're going to breathe out fully and hug that left knee into our chest. holding for a few breaths. Soften your shoulders. And releasing down. Switching sides, we're hugging our right knee into our chest. And releasing down. Bringing both knees up, we press our feet into our mats. And observing, gently bring our hands either to rest on our ribs, to rest at our sides, or to rest above our heads. See what is comfortable. And we begin to move gently, rocking our knees side to side. Coming to center, we bring our right ankle to our left thigh. Just holding here for a few breaths. We can reach for that left leg, and if we have a strap, we can also use our strap to hold on to this leg. Gently release. Switching sides, we bring our left ankle to our right thigh, holding here for a few breaths. And if it's comfortable, we'll hug that right knee in towards our chest. Remembering we can use a strap around our thigh or our shin. Gently release. As we bring both feet to the floor, we observe how our back is feeling. And we draw both knees to our chest, hands to our kneecaps, hugging our knees in. And beginning to circle to our right. Pushing our knees away from our body and pulling them in. Coming to center, we'll circle in the opposite direction. And as we come to center, we bring our feet to the floor. We'll pause here just for a few breaths. And beginning to prepare ourselves for our final pose for our Shavasana, we want to notice how we would be most comfortable on our mat. So we can observe if we want to stay here with our knees up. If we want to bring our blanket either below our head, our shoulders, below our hips, below our knees if we stretch out our legs. We can also roll onto our side. So see what is comfortable for you. And as you find your position, I invite you to join me here on the mat, coming into our Shavasana, our final pose, reaching out through our feet if we're stretching our legs out, observing our upper body, and bringing our hands down to our sides if we are lying on our back. We can also lie on our fronts in our crocodile pose. Beginning to observe our breath. noticing the flow of your breath. And beginning to soften however you are right now, beginning to relax in your pose. Taking this time to integrate the movements that you have done. Letting each breath be deep and full. And focusing on the sound of your breath. Continuing to focus on your breathing. And gently we'll close our eyes, continuing to observe the sound of our breath. With each exhale, we soften into our pose, into our body. So as we prepare to come out of our Shavasana, we observe the sound of our breathing, beginning to become aware of your hands, of your feet, and taking your attention down to your feet. We wiggle our toes. If we can roll our ankles, we'll roll our ankles. Stretching out our fingers, we roll our wrists if that's comfortable. And rolling our head gently side to side. If we can stretch our arms up, we'll stretch arms up, reaching up through our fingers, reaching down through our toes. And again, breathing in, stretch. And release. And once more, we'll stretch. And release. Hugging your knees into your chest. Gently roll side to side. And come up to seated. I want to thank you for joining me for this evening's session. I hope that you had a good experience, a good class, and I wish that you have a really wonderful weekend as we head towards this full moon. I look forward to having you in my classes, or even if it's here, to join me online. Thank you again, and I'll see you. Hey guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. If you have a question or a comment, leave it down below. And follow me at Anugraha Yoga TT on Facebook and on Instagram. Thanks again. Bye.